We'll start with my honorable mention. This is the Cobra Infantry. I never called them Cobra Troopers. I always called my dude Cobra Soldier. My original figure kind of fell apart, so I put his head on a Cobra Officer body. And in my head canon, he eventually evolved into Big Boa. Cobra Trooper, or just Cobra the Enemy, came out in 82, and then again in 83 with a swivel arm battle grip. Big Boa came out in 1987. Coming in at number 12 is Nemesis Enforcer. Now in the modern line, for some reason, they called him Nemesis Immortal. I prefer Nemesis Enforcer. And I thought the modern line with the addition of the Nemesis Immortal looked way cooler. He came out originally in 1987. Coming in at number 11 is my favorite Dreadnought, Torch. He came out in 1985. We kick off the actual top 10 with Alley Viper. He came out in 1989. I prefer the orange to the red, but this Pursuit of Cobra figure looks pretty cool. Coming in at number 9 is Wild Weasel from 1984. He'll be the first of many 1984 figures that pretty much dominate my top 10. At number 8 is another 1984 figure, Copperhead. Coming in at number 7 is the Stinger Driver, who I always called Major Stinger because on his file card it listed him as an 04, which is Officer 4, which would be a Major. Like the Cobra officers, I turned him into my own character, and eventually in my headcanon he became Neo Viper Commander. In this example I used Neo Viper Officer because I thought this figure looked really good. Coming in at number 6 is Destro. I like the original 1983 version. I also like the Iron Grenadier look that came out in 1988. Okay, starting my top 5 is Firefly, another 1984 character. Coming in at number 4 is Cobra Officer from 1982 and 83 when he got the swivel arm battle grip. He is the last of my headcanon characters who actually, in my games, started out as the Hiss Driver, and then when Cobra Commander showed up, he kind of went back to just being the Hiss Driver. But when I found my Cobra Officer figure kind of filled that role and became that character that I created as the Hiss. Just to add a bit, the Cobra Officer, Larry Hama actually did a bit on his Cobra Officer as well, where he came up with the Scarface Cobra Officer, which I have an example of Scarface here, but you can't really see on camera. I'll have to show that a little later. But in my headcanon, my Cobra Officer eventually became the Night Adder. Coming in at number 3 is the 1984 Baroness figure. Now, she started out in the comics in issue 1, and it was also in the first animated movie. Coming in at number 2 is, of course, Zartan from 1984. Coming in at number 1, should be no surprise to anyone who watched my Cobra Commander video, is my favorite Cobra and favorite overall character in the entire G.I. Joe-verse. Cobra Commander came out in 1982, kind of / 83, was again carded in 83 and 84, and then in 84 they released the mail-away Hooded Cobra Commander.